She was physically unwell, and now I can see her blossoming. They are connected to the planets, universe, cosmos. It's all very scientific.
On the ground, that Bhadrakali image invoking our devatas to descend among us.
Yes, this is it. This is that art form which can change your life.
This video is an excerpt of the Forgotten Essence of Indian Culture and Temples that airs live on iHeartRadio via Ruckus Avenue Radio. I grew up in the US, but my longing to know more about my roots took me back to India for over a decade, where I discovered there's much more than most people realize. In this episode, joining us is Hema Kannan, the creative force behind the Lotus Shakti handle on Instagram. 11 years ago, she embarked on a journey to share this tradition with the world. She's a TEDx speaker, author, and teacher, and has dedicated herself to spreading awareness through workshops, competitions, and talks. In this day and age, when people are struggling very much with being happy, managing life in a peaceful way, how do you see something like Kolam acting as a tool to establish some level of emotional well-being and stability?
That's a good question. For me also, it was at that time when I was also struggling a bit. It was the empty nest syndrome. My children had left home for their further studies or moved homes, gone abroad. I was all alone, and I was finding some outlet where I could use my energies, which have been so much dedicated to taking care of them, instead of letting your mind go in any other direction, negative thoughts and fears. I could just pour it all into making a food. And I didn't know how to express this feeling. And after I took the first batch, when the ladies telling how it changed their lives, that's when I realized that this is such a beautiful art form. It doesn't have any rules of discipline. Like if you have to learn singing, if you have to learn dancing, there are specific types of dancing which have these rules. This is something so flexible to yourself. This has worked physically also. There were many who used to complain about joint pains, back pain. There were a couple of them who told me they have been depressed, and once they joined the class, it was the family that came to me and told me. The husband said, "Oh my God, my wife has changed so much, and she was physically unwell, and now I can see her blossoming. I can see that she's physically so healthier now." That's when I said, it did change lives. Something about drawing those dots, something about drawing those lines, and something about erasing them yourself. Maybe still when somebody else step on it at the beginning, they do feel bad. But when you're erasing this yourself, you put about a couple of hours of effort in it. And the next day you erase it yourself, you know you are capable of letting go. You're capable of erasing that. Then you can erase what is there in you. You get that confidence. Yes, this is it. This is that art form which can change your life.
I've also read about specific kolams for each day of the week. There'll be one kolam and then we write a bija mantra in the center.
So yes, there are kolams related to days of the week, which are prayer kolams. And they are not drawn on thresholds. They are drawn in the puja room or inside the house where the foot is not, where you don't step on it. There are specific kolams for each weekday. They are connected to the divine. They are connected to the planets, to the universe, to the cosmos. It's all very scientific. Okay, so it's not something like a blind faith. Okay, I'm doing this because I'm praying to this Lord. It is a lot of spirituality and a lot of, for want of a better word, scientific. Vedas are more scientific than the modern science. There's a story behind each of these poems.
Originally, I'm from Kerala, and we see a beautiful, on the ground, that Bhadrakali image, and then the ritual, and it's very powerful. Just to see that, it's very powerful. Can you talk about what that is?
I've seen that, though not live. I've heard and I've seen these stories. Yes, it's called, I think, Kalam. So these are specialists who come. These are skilled people who do these. So it's not done by general public. They come, they do the kolam or the rangoli, and they help with the prayer, and then it is destroyed. Yes, it's very, very special. It's completely different from what a regular kolam is. These are special because they are linked to prayer.
So the art of sacred geometry in our culture starts as simple as creating a beautiful kolam every day and goes as deep and profound as the Kalamezhuthu, invoking our devatas to descend among us for a while. For women especially, as they naturally carry the potential for creativity within our very systems, bringing back the kolam tradition into our lives can do so much. It's a meeting place of art, mathematics, devotion, and a way to harmonize with the forces of nature or prakriti. Personally, I have experienced many subtle yet distinct changes since beginning my kolam journey. In a society where the feminine has increasingly become overlooked, it is by returning to our traditional and ancient practices like kolam that we can continue to nourish our inner flame with vibrancy, devotion, and grace. My heartfelt gratitude to Hema Akka for all that she does and shares with us.